Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to be one step ahead, while others find themselves stuck, not knowing how to move forward? The answer may lie in how they apply strategic thinking in their lives. In this video, we will explore a series of powerful concepts that can transform the way you think and act, not only in work or business, but also in every area of your life. By understanding the difference between short-term and long-term thinking, learning to analyze your own strengths and weaknesses, optimizing resources, and making smarter decisions, you'll have the tools to achieve success consistently and sustainably. Stay with me and discover how you can start applying these strategies today for a more prosperous future. Now let's start with a simple question. Have you ever stopped to think about the decisions you're making and whether they are really the best in the long term? Often, we're so focused on solving immediate problems that we end up sidelining the strategic vision of what we really want to achieve in the future. Here's the trick. There is a fundamental difference between strategic thinking and tactical thinking. Tactical thinking focuses on the short term. It's the moment when you have to act quickly, make fast decisions, often to put out a fire or deal with an urgent situation. The idea is to solve something now, without necessarily thinking about future consequences. However, if you live all the time only thinking tactically, it's like trying to drive a car without looking at the horizon. You may get somewhere, but you have no idea where you're going or what obstacles you might encounter. On the other hand, strategic thinking is completely different. It requires you to take a step back and think about the bigger picture. It's like a game of chess. You're not just looking at the piece in front of you, but visualizing several moves ahead. Strategic thinking is about identifying patterns and making decisions that will create lasting solutions, rather than just solving isolated problems. It involves planning for the future, understanding where you want to go, and working toward it, even if the choices in the moment seem less urgent. The key here is to balance both. We can't live only in the strategic and forget the tactical, because in many moments, you'll need to make quick decisions. But the big insight is that when you combine tactical with strategic thinking, your choices become smarter and more effective. You start to realize that each tactical decision can connect to a larger goal, making each step count on your path to success. So, the next time you find yourself solving an immediate problem, remember to take a look at the bigger picture. Ask yourself, does this lead me in the right direction? If yes, great. If not, maybe it's time to adjust the route to something more strategic. Now that we've talked about the difference between tactical and strategic thinking, let's focus on how to apply this thinking to your own life. And it all starts with something essential: personal strategic analysis. It sounds simple, but did you know that many people never take the time to deeply reflect on their own strengths and weaknesses? Believe me, understanding who you are, what you do well, and where you can improve is one of the most powerful steps you can take. But here's the secret. It's not enough just to know what you do well. You need to understand how you can use this to your advantage to make more strategic decisions. And also, how to deal with your weaknesses without letting them hold you back. It's not about being perfect, but about learning from both your victories and your challenges to grow and make smarter choices. Now think with me. How can you make more effective decisions if you don't know exactly where you want to go or what you're seeking? The answer lies in developing a clear strategic vision. When you have a clear vision of where you want to be in the future, everything changes. It's no longer about making random decisions or letting circumstances decide for you. Instead, you start acting in alignment with your long-term goals. But here's the crucial part. This vision doesn't happen overnight. It requires a process of reflection, planning, and action. The secret is to work backwards. In other words, instead of only thinking about the future, start from where you are now and map out the necessary milestones to get there. Ask yourself, what steps do I need to take to achieve this goal? And most importantly, how does each step bring me closer to my bigger goal? This strategic vision will function as your personal GPS, guiding your decisions so that they are always in tune with what you truly want for your life. When you have a clear vision and start making decisions that truly push you toward the desired future, everything begins to align, and you'll realize you are moving toward success in a much more intentional and powerful way. Something you may not have stopped to think about, but that has a huge impact on your success: the design of your strategic environment. It may sound complicated, but let me simplify it. Your environment, whether physical, digital, or even your social relationships, has a tremendous influence on your decisions and habits. For example, if you work in a disorganized environment full of distractions, it will affect your productivity and mental clarity. But by setting up your space strategically, you create an environment that favors positive choices and productive habits. But it doesn't stop there. The environment also includes the people you surround yourself with. Think about who is around you. Are you surrounded by people who support you and challenge you to grow, or by people who keep you in your comfort zone? The type of social network you cultivate, both in-person and digital interactions, can be one of the biggest factors determining your success. If you spend your time surrounded by people who push you forward, who share insights and learning, your journey will be much more productive. So remember, the environment you create around you should be designed to support your most strategic choices and habits. Now let's talk about resource optimization. Often we see resources as something we simply use or spend: time, money, energy, and even skills. But what if I told you that with the right mindset, all of these resources can become multipliers? In other words, you can use your resources in a way that makes them work for you, generating more value with every action. The clearest example of this is time. Did you know that by optimizing the way you use your time, you're not just saving time, but actually creating more space to be even more productive? By using your time strategically, you can turn 1 hour of work into something far more impactful. The same goes for money. Instead of seeing it as something you spend and then run out of, think of it as a tool that can generate more value when invested the right way. By investing in learning, in your relationships, in tools, or even in small improvements to your routine, you're maximizing this resource and making it work for you exponentially. In other words, resource optimization isn't about how much you have, but how you use what you have more intelligently. If you can make each resource work to get you further, faster, you'll be positioning yourself strategically to achieve a real and sustainable impact in your life. Now let's talk about a topic that many people shy away from: risk and uncertainty management. I know, just hearing these words, many people start to feel uncomfortable. After all, who likes to deal with the unknown? But here's the point: risks and uncertainties are inevitable. And the big insight is that, instead of fearing them, you can learn to use them to your advantage. That's right, I said use them to your advantage. When you start seeing risks not as something to avoid at all costs, but as growth opportunities, everything changes. Every time you face a risk or uncertainty, you're putting yourself in a position of learning and evolution. Sure, you may fail, but each failure teaches you something valuable that you can use in the next move. Think about the great innovations and successes that came from risky situations. Major companies and leaders didn't stay still waiting for safety. They jumped in, learned from their mistakes, and took a step forward. By managing risk strategically, you create space for new learning and deeper results. The secret is understanding that risk is part of the process, and what really matters is how you handle it. Instead of avoiding uncertainty, learn to manage it, and you'll see how it can propel your results. Now, speaking of learning, let's move on to the next crucial point for your growth and learning strategies. Often, we focus so much on acquiring new skills directly related to what we're doing now that we forget about something much more powerful: meta skills. What are meta skills? These are skills that aren't directly tied to a specific task, but enhance your ability to learn and apply new skills. For example, the ability to think critically, solve complex problems, or learn independently. When you focus on developing these meta skills, you create a cycle of exponential growth. In other words, by learning how to learn more efficiently, you become more capable of acquiring new competencies quickly, which, in turn, gives you the ability to overcome bigger challenges and achieve more ambitious goals. Think of this as a tool that multiplies your capacity. Instead of trying to learn one skill at a time, you're training your brain to learn faster and more effectively. And the best part is, this not only accelerates your growth, but also boosts your confidence and puts you in a strategic position where you can achieve much more than you ever imagined. If you start applying this focus on exponential growth, everything becomes more dynamic and powerful. Learning will no longer be a linear process, but something that multiplies as you evolve. And this is the kind of mindset that will take you much farther than any isolated skill you've learned so far. Now let's talk about something that could be the secret to your success, but that many people still underestimate: relationship and networking strategy. Perhaps you've already heard the phrase, "Who you know is more important than what you know." I know at first this may sound like an exaggeration, but in fact, there's a great truth behind it. Strategic relationships are, without a doubt, multipliers of opportunities and success. Think about it. How many times have you been introduced to an opportunity or a new idea through someone you know? The right relationships can take you much farther than you imagine. And the best part is that, by building these connections strategically, you're not just receiving value from others, but also creating a network that can help you achieve your goals much faster. It's not just about having a large number of contacts, but about cultivating valuable relationships. This means investing time and energy in the right people, those who inspire you, challenge you, and most importantly, can open doors for you. Instead of thinking of networks only as a trade of favors, start seeing your relationships as assets, which will multiply and create more opportunities as you strengthen those bonds. And when we talk about career and work strategy, you need to approach your journey in a completely strategic way. Imagine your career as a game of chess. In chess, every move has a purpose, and the ultimate goal is to checkmate the king. Now, imagine that your king is lasting success in your field. To get there, you need to build a wall, a set of skills, relationships, and reputation that makes you irreplaceable. This wall is what will protect you from adversity and allow you to move forward, no matter what obstacles arise. When you build a robust set of skills, you're not just being competent in what you do, but creating a solid foundation that allows you to advance to the next levels. Your relationships are also part of this wall. The reputation you build with the people around you strengthens your position, making you a key player in any game. Believe me, by strategically cultivating these pillars, you won't just be another face in the crowd. You will be someone with unique value in the market, someone who stands out, who has rare skills, powerful relationships, and a solid reputation. And when that happens, your career becomes something that's built with consistency, where each move is planned to take you further. Over time, you become irreplaceable, not just at work, but also in your field. And that, my friend, is the true power of a strategic career. Now let's take a step into something fundamental for any successful strategy: financial strategy. Many people see money merely as something that needs to be earned and spent, but the real key to financial freedom and success lies in seeing money as a tool. When managed well, money is not an end, but a means to create more opportunities, freedom, and most importantly, sustainable wealth. The idea is simple. Money should be used strategically to generate more money in the future. This means making smart investments, whether in assets, education, or projects that align with your long-term goals. When you begin investing strategically, you're not just waiting for luck to knock on your door. You're creating income sources that will work for you over time. And that's the secret to creating real, sustainable financial freedom. Now, while you're creating your financial freedom, we can't forget another crucial aspect: health and energy strategy. You may have the best ideas, the best vision, and the best strategies, but if your energy is low or your health is compromised, all of that loses power. The real success strategy involves not only achieving more, but also ensuring that you have the energy and health necessary to perform at a high level. This involves a careful balance between work, recovery, and caring for your body. After all, when you are healthy and full of energy, your mind works better, you make faster decisions, and you can maintain consistent focus. And don't be mistaken, this health strategy is not just about working out at the gym or eating well. It also involves ensuring you have time to rest, recharge, and care for your mental well-being. When you manage your health and energy strategically, your productivity and performance increase exponentially, allowing you to achieve exceptional results in all areas of your life. Last but not least, let's talk about time and focus strategy. Have you ever felt overwhelmed trying to do 1,000 things at once, but by the end of the day, it feels like you haven't made any progress? This happens when we don't know how to manage our attention strategically. The secret to accomplishing more in less time lies in deep focus. Instead of dispersing your energy in many activities at once, it's crucial to learn how to concentrate your attention on the most important tasks, the ones that truly make an impact on your goals. When you train your mind to focus completely on one task at a time, the quality of your work improves, and you end up producing much more in less time. Deep focus creates a flow of productivity where the work becomes more efficient, allowing you to achieve exceptional results while still having free time to enjoy other areas of your life. By managing your time and attention strategically, you are not only accomplishing more, but also creating a productivity system that feeds and reinforces itself every day, bringing more results and greater satisfaction. Now let's talk about something that can completely transform the way you think and act: creativity and innovation strategy. Many people think that creativity is something that appears out of nowhere in moments of inspiration. But in reality, creativity is a strategic process. By learning to connect ideas from different areas, you start to generate innovations and extraordinary solutions. For example, major innovations often don't come from completely new ideas, but from intelligent combinations of concepts that already exist. The secret is to expand your horizon and seek new perspectives. By integrating knowledge from different fields, such as art, science, business, or even personal experiences, you begin to see patterns and connections that were not obvious before. This broad vision allows you to create something truly new, something that can turn a problem into a creative solution. Therefore, if you want to innovate, start training your mind to see the world in a more connected way, and you'll see how creativity will flow more strategically. Now, when it comes to decision-making, it's easy to see how the choices we make impact our future. But have you ever thought about how to improve the quality of your decisions? The secret lies in creating a decision system that learns and strengthens over time. This means that when making decisions, instead of focusing solely on the short term, you should evaluate what each choice teaches you for the next one. How can you learn from the results, whether positive or negative? By developing a system that improves over time, your decisions become more refined, more precise, and at the same time, more aligned with your strategic goals. Each small choice will help you make even better decisions in the future, creating a positive cycle that strengthens your results. Finally, everything we've talked about so far, creativity, decisions, time management, finances, and relationships, only makes sense when combined into a cohesive strategic life system. Imagine this as assembling a puzzle. Each piece fits perfectly to form the complete picture. When you begin to integrate all these elements strategically, you create a system where each decision and action feeds and reinforces success in all areas of your life. It's no longer about doing a little here and there in isolation, but about orchestrating your life so that everything supports each other. By aligning your personal, financial, professional, and health goals, you create a continuous flow of progress, where every part of the system works to move you forward. And here's the power of this approach. When all areas of your life are connected and working together, you become a stronger, more effective, and more fulfilled version of yourself. This is the true secret to achieving success that is not only occasional but lasting and sustainable. And for more content that can help make you better, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.